Hey everyone! Merry Christmas! I don't know how you're spending your holiday season, but personally, I'm spending mine making YouTube videos and playing video games. And I just released a free Nav computer for Nova Rebellion as a Christmas gift to all my fans. More on that at the end of the video. But I thought I'll look back at what inspired this gift. That being Christmas Nights into Dreams on the Sega Saturn. Now, a lot of you are probably wondering, what the heck is a Sega Saturn or Nights into Dreams? Glad you asked, because I'm gonna explain it. Let's start with the Sega Saturn. Released in 1994 in Japan and 1995 worldwide, the Saturn was Sega's ambitious leap into the 32-bit era. It sold about 9.26 million units globally. It sold very well in Japan, actually outselling the Sony PlayStation in that region. But it struggled in the US and Europe against Sony and Nintendo. Despite its commercial failure, pretty much, the Saturn has some cult classics on it, like Panzer Dragoon, Virtual Fighter 2, and Shining Force 3. Now, you got all that? Good. Now let's talk about Yuji Naka. Don't worry, he's important. He's best known as the creator of Sonic the Hedgehog. Apparently, when the Saturn came out, he didn't want to immediately make another Sonic game. Instead, he envisioned something new, something dreamlike. The result was Nights into Dreams, released in 1996. Nights into Dreams is a complicated game to explain. The best way I can put it simply is you play as this jester thing and fly around a dream world. It's unlike anything that came out at the time or even anything that's come out since. Nights into Dreams has become a bit of a cult classic on the Saturn, even though it didn't make Sega Saturns fly off the shelves back when it came out. Later that year, Sega gifted its fans a holiday surprise, Christmas Nights. Developed in just a few months, it transformed the demo of the game into a seasonal wonderland. And this game was not sold on store shelves. It was bundled with magazines, Sega Saturn purchases, and certain games as a demo disc. And something I find really cool is that Yuji Naka, the creator of Nights into Dreams, Sonic the Hedgehog, and of course one of the main developers on Christmas Nights, before he was married, he would actually dress up as Santa Claus, hop on his motorcycle, and deliver toys he won from claw machines to children on the street. Heck, Sonic's iconic red and white shoes are inspired by Santa Claus himself, which I find really cool. With that context about Yuji Naka in mind, about how much he loved Christmas, it makes sense that he would go all out when making this special demo disc. Which he did. Trust me. Now, let's talk about the demo disc itself, because this thing is pretty cool. What you actually get on it depends on when you play it. In the winter months, you would get snow, and around Christmas, you would unlock Christmas Nights. And the time of day in real life can actually affect the time of day in the game. There's also kind of an original story to Christmas Nights. I say kinda because if you play the game outside the Christmas season, you get the normal opening cutscene. However, if you play around Christmas, you get this 2 cutscene long story, which I'm gonna try to sum it up as best as possible, but keep in mind, my only exposure to Nights before this point was literally the Sonic the Hedgehog pinball machine in Sonic Adventure. Anyway, here's the gist. Elliot and Claire notice that people around their town aren't feeling the Christmas spirit. They look at the big tree in their town and realize it doesn't have a star on top of it. So they decide to head into the dream world and team up with Nights and go find the missing star and bring it back and put it on the tree. And magically, everyone starts feeling the Christmas spirit again. And that's pretty much it. Look, I'm not a huge expert on the lore of the Nights franchise because, like I said, Sonic Adventure's pinball machine was literally my only exposure to the franchise before playing this demo disc. So, what's the gameplay like? Well, here's my best way of describing it. You start out on the ground, playing as one of the two kids. Then these weird little nightmare enemies steal these orbs from you, and your job is to get them back. You run to this carousel looking thing, and then boom, you transform into knights. Or maybe you fuse with knights. Honestly, I'm not sure what's happening here. Once you transform into knights, you're flying, and the world is technically 3D, but you're locked onto a 2D plane. You swoop around, collect orbs, rack up points, and try to get them all before the timer runs out. If you run out of time, you revert back to the kid form, and you have to walk on foot all the way back to the carousel. It's not ideal at all. I know it sounds very confusing, but once you play it, it clicks. I sucked at this game and didn't know what the heck I was doing at first, but the more I played it, the better I got. And honestly, the game is a ton of fun. Christmas Nights is very short though. You can beat it in about 15 minutes. There's only one level and one boss fight against this weird dragon thing. However, most of the content found in this demo comes from the unlockables. After every playthrough of the game, you get to play this weird card matching minigame, and if you match 2 cards, you get a new unlockable. Some of these unlockables are kind of dumb, like museum pieces with concept art. Then there's weird ones, like a karaoke mode. And then, the best unlockable by far, Sonic mode. Yes, this is technically one of Sonic's earliest 3D outings. It's basically the same gameplay, but you're on the ground, and you just go around collecting orbs and bringing them to the carousel. But now you're Sonic. The camera is really rough. The camera controls are bad in this game. And at the end, you fight a bizarre, inflatable Santa Robotnik. Yeah, it's pretty strange. But you do get to fight Robotnik to a remix of Sonic CD's Japanese final boss theme, which is totally awesome, not gonna lie. Here, I'll let you guys take a listen. That's the crazy thing about Christmas Nights. There's so many secrets and unlockables that's insane how much effort went into this simple demo disc. It really feels like Sonic Team and Sega were giving their fans a special gift for Christmas. And the last big thing we gotta talk about is the music. Now, I have never listened to normal Nights music, but the Christmas Nights soundtrack is pretty good. It's mostly remixes of classic holiday themes done in the Night style. And yeah, I would say they're pretty good. Here, take a listen and tell me what you think. Oh, and then of course there's the credits theme. And it's kind of this weird love song. Listening to it just made me sad because I didn't have a girlfriend to spend the holiday season with, so it just made me feel lonely. But if you know someone special, it's actually a sweet track. Unexpected for Nights, sure, but it even shows up in karaoke mode. I'll actually drop a link to the song in the description so you guys can go check it out for yourself. And if you have a wedding coming up, it's a song I highly recommend. Trust me, if you play the song for your wife at your wedding, She will love it. Trust me. And I think that's all I have to say about Christmas Nights. It's not a long game, but it's packed with a lot of charm. Some fun unlockables, and honestly, the most interesting part about it is the fact that Sega even did this in the first place. It was an amazing Christmas gift to the fans, and that's what really makes it special, honestly. In fact, it's what inspired my own studio to create the Nova Rebellion Nav computer. If you don't know what it is, it's a piece of software you can download right now on itch.io. It basically functions as a giant lorebook / map of the Nova Rebellion universe. Nova Rebellion being the game my studio made where you play as rock and roll space outlaws. And yes, just like in Christmas Nights, the Nav computer has plenty of secrets and unlockables. I'll drop a link in the description if y'all want to check it out. But for now, I just want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. This is Troy Schultz, the Anti-Gamer Slayer, signing off!